Welcome back, sports fans, to another episode of Ugly Thirds. Today's topic will be Columbus Blue Jackets' worst three jerseys. John and Shrems, take it away.
There's not a lot of depth to this list.
No, they haven't changed much since inception.
There's been like two major eras, and that's more or less it.
It made it challenging because I feel like what we're gonna say kind of nitpicks.
Oh, it's totally
the look.
nitpicky.
Yeah.
Totally. And I don't. I mean, look, if you got criticisms, give me a better one. Like it's really at that point, like give me a better list because I don't know what else to jump into.
Yeah.
But we are definitely one trick ponying this one.
Yeah, it's a weird. We just have to do it.
Yeah,
like just
you'll
gotta
see.
do it.
You'll see.
But I like this because it's Ron Tugnut.
You gotta love Ron Tugnut. As of the lockout, he was the 48th leading scorer in Blue Jackets history with 2 assists.
Excellent.
As of the first, second, there's so many. Anyways, the inaugural look, complete with inaugural patch. There's a lot of weirdness in this. Now, I think
What are you talking about? It's a bug.
Stinger. You're talking about Stinger there. The second worst mascot because they had that cannon that looked ridiculous.
Oh.
Yeah, no, who remembers that inflatable cannon mascot?
Oh.
Yeah,
wow.
we're not even going to put that on because we don't want to be demonetized. So, what is a blue jacket? When it first came out,
it's a pinwheel.
when it first came out, they had all these different things. First and foremost, the uniforms for the Civil War. Most of them were made in Columbus. That's why this logo happens. Which, if you want to do a zoom in, I'm going to talk about this a couple of different times. Phil's asleep with a stick right now.
My
logo.
Your logo.
So, and while it doesn't make a lot of best of lists, having that I think is absolutely spectacular. It's not good enough for a primary, obviously.
No, but for a patch,
for a secondary patch, for a shoulder patch, I think it's absolutely superb. So that's the main reason, and the reasons that stuck around. They also, at one point, someone said there was a Chief Blue Jacket in the area, American Indian imagery. No one has ever doubled down on that. I think that might have been made up, to be honest.
More lore than anything.
Right. Yeah. And then you get the bug, because it's not a yellow jacket, it's a blue jacket. Yeah. Now, he does have the Civil War kepi. I'll give him that. And the collar, but...
It's almost as if, like, we all came together and said, you know what, everybody, this is a group project. Everybody's ideas are going to be present here because we all need equal input. And then they decided, like, you know what, we're not going to tell somebody no, we're not going to do it. We're just going to put all in the
jersey. So the logo is it's ribbon, and no one's ever explained that. This lime green, which is not actually in the color scheme, there's a reason for that. Do you know what the reason for that is?
I don't.
It's supposed to distract shooters to help goaltenders.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It's up there. That lime is supposed to be distracting, and so a shooter is more likely to shoot it dead center in the breadbasket than to pick their corners.
That's not good.
No, it's not. But that's yes. Now, this isn't completely it's bland and generic here, and the jersey looks bland and generic. But I think there's a purpose to it, and I've never heard anyone actually break it down. This is theory. These are meant to look like union uniforms.
Oh, good.
Because every time someone makes a concept based on union uniforms, it gets close to this. I mean, first off, you have cuffs. Cuffs that don't go the whole way around. Cuffs with stars instead of buttons. You hear to any soldier who's enlisted, buttons are one of the things they talk about. They never had big shiny buttons like that before. I think that's meant to be there.
Yeah.
I think this is meant to be a belt. What else more is without getting kitschy and having like actual seams and stuff in it, and everyone usually puts chevrons on somewhere, but that was in the prototype look.
The prototype. Could it be any worse than this?
It is.
The answer is yes.
This isn't in our proper list because they never actually wore it.
But if you go sleuthing on the internet, there's a website devoted to this look right here. And Aesthetics did one. They took it from the original website that presented it. But speaking of getting everybody involved in the design process, like what on earth is this?
But other than the light blue, which kind of looks really goofy, I think that looks like what is supposed to be a union uniform in hockey sense.
Yeah, what are these? What is?
So that's supposed to be some sort of rank. It's a chevron, and that's usually included when people make concepts of the Blue Jackets. Yeah. That usually makes an appearance because it's military. People just see that and they think it's military uniform. It's a military rank.
Too much going on.
It is way too much going on. They made good choices. Well, not so much directly one-to-one with this, but with the next one.
Well, hold on. That one was worn from 2000 to 2007 for the folks at home.
And so you might as well put on the next one, Phil.
Yeah.
And this one was worn from 2000 to 2007 as well.
Yeah, it's their inaugural look, complete with the inaugural patches on both. So actually, I had to have the inaugural patch put on this one. This one came with it. This is actually OG.
Nice.
So if you want to put up the one here again, can you do that? I mean, you look 1-to-1. Did they make the right decision?
Yeah.
I'll even move this down a bit so it's a little more visible. I sure think they made the right decision there. Toning it down was definitely the right, even though it's a little more dull. So you can wipe that away. Why is this better than this? I think just the white makes it a little more dynamic by actually seeing a stripe versus implying a stripe. Like the stitching is there for the stripe, but it's the same color, so you don't see it.
Better color choice too.
Yeah, that dark blue hits a little bit differently than that light blue, and then the somewhat lighter blue that they had on the previous jersey.
Now I don't know if you can also see, but they have an homage to soccer in this. Philip, we're going to need you on jersey cam again.
Oh wow!
The striping, which you can see real well on yours actually too.
Sure.
There are bands of striping here, in different colors and thicknesses of the fabric.
You can see it.
You can see it there.
Yeah.
That goes the whole way down. Allegedly, that's an homage to the Columbus Crew and soccer style jerseys.
What that has to be like the most like kitschy niche thing that we've ever seen in these videos that we've.
I think I was wearing it. And I walked into a public bathroom with real weird lighting, and I saw it. I'm like, "What is that? Why?" And like, oh, and then I started researching. And like, oh, that's actually a thing.
Not talked about, but
no.
Not the worst.
Because the worst
is an abomination.
When they wear this, Phil,
they wore this. It was the 2021 reverse retro, so RR1.
Yeah, I mean, so they took the original look and flipped it, and as everyone pointed out, they're blue jackets, but they're not wearing blue. There's very little blue in there.
I get what you're trying to do, and that's why reverse retro, when it first came out, that some of them hit incredibly well, and then some of them just turned out like this, because you can't, and like we started the video with, you can't reverse to a look that hasn't changed much.
It's a very shallow well.
Yeah.
They would have been better off finding something deep in Columbus. They would have been like a Cleveland Barons jersey, and doing that would have been far more interesting. But they didn't. What are you going to do? And even this one, it's not great. It's based on a pretty good jersey. I like it, but the new one's not great either. So is it worse than these? This logo, man.
It's too much. There's too much going on.
CJB. Wait.
Columbus Jackets blue.
So with that, go ahead. You can try to tell us where we're wrong. You're wrong on that, though.
Yeah.
So let's go with that. Good look at Columbus. And he's Shrems. I'm John. Phil, take us out.
Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button and tune in for another episode of Ugly Thirds.